Ebusuya mo Kwabena do bad daily objectives. Kwabena do Boahen release charges be at Bawumia. Oni Ekufuado and I say Bawumia because I say Oko join Newz at so made at two screen so yanking kind was it do Boahen memo claims NSB National Signal Bureau spent Ghana 3.8 million cedis on opposition party ahead of 2024 election. Opa just say Sikana charges are a year court at the born in Yanano. Or Pemu Kai say or spending 8.3 million Ghana cedis. Ewo Bawumia home and I say Bawumia and also the sponsor Bawumia and I say NPP election in Tenabushia scripting and as way breaking news are in Saka. I mean sure stay tuned, stay connected and that's some. Until you could see Ivan J innocent. And Semana all come and also fight Mammy Tokono and then save the demonstration NPP for Koye. God bless you.
Allow people to demonstrate freely because that is their constitutional right. Okay. A source from the constitution, and that particular right must never be suppressed. So I was very happy when the IGP cleared them, and the who's Attorney General, so the state Babontin said they are free to go, and you come back to what we've been experiencing in the last 8 years.
Yeah.
The president of the day, now President Akufo-Addo, Obeye popular in this country, the gentleman who rose to political prominence through demonstration.
Yeah.
Demonstration. But surprisingly, under him as the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, we saw how people were assaulted. Journalists, individuals. Oliver, you say wakutu police for khaki.
Yeah.
Young people of this country were so peeved about the turn of event in terms of galamsey activity.
Sure.
Taking the bull by the horn, decided, oh, this is our country, this is our future. Yeah, demonstration. These young people were arrested. They were detained and denied bail. It took another demonstration, a whole lot of public advocacy, and some issue, Ni was part of the people.
Yeah, that's true.
Oliver and other people were assaulted because they demonstrated. And then Afenyo Markin and Co. had a free ride. And they did a demonstration across the length and breadth of this country, walk all the way to the presidency. And the chief of staff, deputy chief of staff, approached them and even spoke to them. And you be a you click your mind back during the last 8 years.
I see.
Because we lived in a country demonstration by a no-go area. But then the same bunch of individuals who said there is the need to us to do demonstration. Fine, I respect that, and that is it. And again, Afenyo Markin had a brush or an encounter with the police officer. The gentleman in question is not just an ordinary person. He's the minority leader of parliament. According to him, he's a lawyer. And then,
according to him,
he's a lawyer and several other he's a member of parliament and as for. He understands as a police initial police uniform that symbolizes the authority of the state.
With the beret.
You don't assault a police officer in a uniform. Yeah. But in that video, we saw him in the past, not police if one demonstrators and as for by or no as a leader. Only member is assaulting a police officer in the presence of everybody. And then the gentleman quickly ran to TV station and said, the police officer rather assaulted him.
That is so shameful.
And then the video came out vindicating the fact, he rather assaulted the police officer. I'm expecting, it's good that the police has issued a statement that they want it. But you see, some of these issues, young to me, and jab Brazil outside, because as a lawmaker, you are the law, you know the law, you legislate law. You cannot be engaging in this lawless act to the extent of attack a police officer in a uniform. This is something I expect condemnation from across board. What is a Ghana Bar Association issue statement? These are a bunch of lawless individuals. They are there political interest and more fine. Because JB, when this whole Chief Justice issue came up, and GB I shall say issue statement. I was so very surprised because over the years, because in the last 8 years, the atrocities are unleashed on the individuals. Kwanya use the court to frustrate people. Kwanya President Akufo-Addo first so pack court. Ekofa known party people are inserting into the judiciary. No, the GBA at the time couldn't find their senses to realize that Neymana Papa no dented the credibility of your judiciary. Appointment nana course there was the need. Abra Chief Justice for Akrata to Din Church and the Namfo Din and the former President Akufo-Addo said, appoint you to the Supreme Court. GBA could not condemn those statements, and there are several other things course. And suddenly, if somebody has submitted a petition to the president, and I say, go through the same liar, suddenly this bunch of cowards are once again barking like a dog in the public space. They want people to, your friends, respect them. What would the kind of backlash within your friends saying the media space?
Yeah.
That is what I'm telling you. The next generation, you can't threaten people with me a lawyer. No, those things don't move nothing. When you speak, the intellect you display. Okasa, kwanya be faso abekasa ne nsem a abeka na manipa wu abrante wo a lawyer na nyesa lawyer sa akeke because lawyer ne enim lawyer wo jebi wa ponche yira sesia na wo de court enim lawyer be frɛ no ana ye from Supreme Court enim lawyer be fa na di wachi so lawyers no mu nyina nya pɛ. That is what you should know, you understand. But you see the kind of standard I be set as a person, I think that is what you need to do as your friend saying as a person. But in this particular situation, the whole thing turned into some kind of a political way. I say, and for me, that is very shameful. And it's a GBA, our legitimate grounds. Nanko Mwabano say, hey, the Ekosi, because of A, B, C, D, President Mahama Afum Weya and Asa Wafum Weya. Then we have a cause to worry. But this is a legal institution, an association of lawyers. Speaking to constitutional issues, they are speaking like Sebi Obi Oye Fundaka na oka law because Obi Oye Fundaka na onka law. But these are lawyers speaking like that. You understand? Because if you are speaking about issues of law, you should be able to premise your argument on law.
Now, before I just want to clarify and emphasize the African marking issue.
Okay.
At the time, African marking one demonstrated as a member of parliament.
Okay.
He demonstrated as an individual.
Okay.
So he doesn't enjoy any immunity.
Okay.
The police have every right to arrest him rather than inviting him.
No. With the mistake of Muya and say at the spot,
yes,
they should have arrested him on the spot. But we are not there so you cannot arrest him. That is the thing. So that is how ineffective our police is also here to a certain extent. You see, we very often cow them under political intimidation as well. Because an ordinary person assault to a police officer and immediately now so why can't we do the same thing? Because we need to strengthen and empower state institutions just to ensure that it doesn't matter who you are, because MP or you need to arrest that person and prove to him that he's not above the law. You understand? You don't allow him to go home and chest out, do radio, TV interview. The following day, when you're backlash, I feel the police for back to your statement and I invite him. Who cares about that? I know the day, or China, obviously, I want to attack a police officer. And then because an MP who is supposed to be a lawyer has led the way. And Parliament, so I think that they need to institute certain disciplinary measures within the House. Because you see, your friend saying, as a group, a breedy, a trainee criminals, a safe haven, breedy this kind of people. Because you see, over the years, Parliament say, oh, we are honorable people, but in recent times, the conduct and the behavior of some people within the House, are not only unparliamentary, but this very honorable. That is what I'm saying, is that most of them don't even deserve the prefix honorable. It's very shameful because say obiti Parliament now engaging in some of these things, and you expect the general public to accord you the dignity and the respect you deserve. You are a joker, because when I see you, I will see you for who you are, not because you are MP. We MP until the end. Abraba with the MP but if you get out there and engage yourself in this kind of lawless actor, I know the day, like any ordinary petty criminal out there, we will see you as a petty criminal, not honorable. So Parliament need to take certain decisive measures to ensure that some of these things and include for they need to make sure they clamp down on some of these things. Oliver, social media, your friend is saying Parliament, you have a privileges committee.
Yeah, sure.
Why a deserve privileges committee more than this gentleman?
Saturday appointment committee. and
exactly by the same parliament. And I'm saying, sir, parliament are losing the moral authority and the moral clout to call anybody say you're disrespectful, because the house more or less is becoming like an avenue of contempt. Individuals no mugumna brabo mobono impugn the integrity of people out there. So you should not expect that people respect you for nema any way. And for me, that is the problem. So the speaker, our responsibility on country parliamentarians say teteno na ye de sa nema no hunahuna amamfo na me ye MP makacha said ne Pontius Pilate no mo said that ye no samba biema obi be so ne kon ka kire na bro wodi nkwasasem what asem na make no. Tell people respect ne ye demand from people. You cannot threaten people and say me MP nti respect me. And that is why most of these lawyers are also losing their very essence, because in the past you can't be a lawyer, people are called them that sense of dignity, but in recent times some come on TV and they speak and the poverty of intellect they live in their wake. You've seen a couple of lawyers who sit on TV na omudia matem na no me hu say obide ya titi akotena TV so lawyer and na all turn ho asoba. And these are people the GBA will not even find any reason to sanction these people. Say you belong to a very dignified association. As a member, you cannot misconduct yourself in this manner, and for that particular reason, we are sanctioning you or doing this. You allow all these things to go on. After Asambana go to the other side of the political party, and then all of a sudden the GBA comes in and issue a statement. And the statement is a funny one. It's not premised on anything sensible, because Sanka omutimi chire and say, oh, yeah, GBA. Yakomra no ma eda hono ya hu say the president Mahama ye ABC the form mra, and for that matter and the president should ye fen say on turn things around that. Then me ameti hay meba betena ha be defend say yes asema GBA can no crab because president Mahama form mra, but these are lawyers who are supposed to be in the know so far as the law is concerned.
Know better.
Yes, but they are advertising sheer and raw emotions instead of arguing law. In some of these are emotional sentiments being expressed. Because none of them has been able to come on TV to tell us exactly what the president what be that? No one say emotional campaign, emotional sentiment in as for no mutugum saaka kenyansa bi an association of 5,000 members. Now we know about 52 question them baby no mo pass resolution. One kasa organization we a serious organization. But there is no serious organization have friend members up to 5,000. 52 never show up. A just organization and kasa no people no no what lose your clout. What lose your essence, because it is not an association of lawyers, a political movement that some people use for a certain parochial interest. And for me, that is what they are.
That shouldn't be so. They contribute to the society.
No, they are supposed to contribute to society. Listen, you know, if you go to other jurisdictions, you know what? People study law to advance the cause of society.
Yes.
In recent time, many of the politicians who are lawyers in our political space, you know what they do? Sometimes you listen to argument on TV and you yourself become more confused than the very people speaking. You understand? But you see, because they are not arguing wisdom, they are not arguing fact, they are not arguing law or evidence, they are arguing emotions based on where you stand across the political divide. And the NDC near NPP near and the direction of the law. We are not arguing in near mass and Nipabete. And for me, some of these things Emma Manfo lose respect in this country. So the GBA must realize that there is a sharp decline in terms of respect people have for them. And they need to do everything to bring their members apart. We need to become relevant in the eyes of the people. And can some nobody will question them if they've been able to premise their argument on something substantial, argument grounded in law. But Oba, and you're speaking raw out of emotions. There is nothing substantial, nothing sensible to be attributed to in Sabna. What do you expect me to do? And for me, that is the worry. So back to the NPP and the Chief Justice. You see, my culture says NPP is a sinking enterprise. It's a party that is diving into the sea. They have no relevance. They've lost their mojo, everything. So now, Akwasa obi ansu efa no na wa try say okwakoyi ne no du han ko betwe wa wura mu. That's exactly what they are doing. They are on a foolish course. Omu nim bi omo ye. And anything bi a nyansa nim bi omo so de akire.
But this is a democratic right.
And that is why me start the argument. There's no who be me start it. Me say obi aye. But you see the question is you are not demonstrating in the eyes of your friends saying some bunch of ignorant people. And let people are very much enlightened. Oh, yeah, demonstration. They want to know. I didn't know who demonstrated. And these are your facts. The fact is that somebody has submitted a petition to the president. The president has followed through, submitted same to Council of State. Council of State has reviewed the petition, and the conclusion is next step of the process has to be activated. And that is exactly what the president has done. Somebody wake up and says the president did not breach constitutional procedures. The question is which procedure and what breach? Consider me. Then we rectify it. You are unable to single out a single breacher. Do you think people will take you serious?
I see.
Nobody will take you serious. So you see, politics, you've gotten to a point, I think, emotions are taking the larger part of the political discourse. You're politicking in this country, the major part of it has to do with emotions. And emotions, so in this space, our the intellectual table, whenever you go to the intellectual table with emotions, you only expose yourself and tell people how gullible and weak-minded you are. Because at that table, there is no room for your friends emotions. The question is fact now what they but to substantiate your argument. I need the and Mrabena president a guru for demonstration now. What are the basis? And they always say, oh, John Mahama say oba. Your friends say obey changes our the judiciary and then now chief that's in the first place. Nipo mo lose my appointment under John Mahama. Oko konfanotia na no
professor
okofie okotamala okofie the Ghana your friends say statistician na nkasa o had okofie. So why are they not demonstrating? Are they not Ghanaians? Why do they have particular interest in the Chief Justice? So it will go to affirm the fact that under Akufo-Addo there was a deliberate attempt to pack the court. In any case they exit power, they will be protected, and that's exactly why the NPP has taken this first entrenched position on the Chief Justice alone, because there have been a number of people victims under John Mahama. Right. Why are you not speaking for these people? Why the focus is always on the Chief Justice? It affirms the fact that indeed you have a particular interest. And Debbie, the call to reset the judiciary, that call John Mahama they say resonating with the larger section of Ghanaians peeved about the sinking image of our judiciary. For me, that is the foundational institution of our democracy. We can lose the judiciary, we can lose the executive and parliament. But one entity, very sacred, we cannot lose, afford to do politics with it, is the judiciary.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share. God bless you.